Hi, this is Nahid, and welcome to part two of our Tapping into the Hidden Job Market video series. There's three videos in this series, and they're all about tapping into the hidden job market. If you haven't seen video one yet, that's about what the hidden job market is. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to prepare to tap into that market. So if you're going to tap into the hidden job market, you don't have a lot of parameters. When you're doing regular job search, your parameters are sort of defined for you by the job listings that you uncover. And so you look for job listings, you find job listings, and you apply for the jobs. So you have sort of a structure to what you do. But when you're tapping into the hidden job market, it's this big open thing, and there's nothing to tell you how to start. And so the first thing you have to do is realize that you're looking to strategically network and develop relationships with people who at some point may need something that you can help with. And how do you find those people? Well, in order to find those people, you kind of have to know who you are in terms of what problems do you solve, or look at yourself as a solution shopping for a problem. So there's sort of two places or two strategies that we can use to do that. You need to have a target, because if you don't have a target, you're not going to have any way to give yourself a structure or any kind of parameters. So you have to have some way to say, these are the kinds of people I really need to ultimately get to know. So in order to have a target, what I suggest is that you have parameters. And I usually suggest having 6 parameters. And those 6 parameters could be anything. So what I used to do with people when people didn't have virtual jobs or hybrid jobs is say, take a compass and draw a circle around where you live if you're not planning on moving anytime soon, and look at companies that are local to you and use that as one of your parameters. And then maybe another parameter has to do with the industry you want to work on, or maybe you don't care about the industry. Maybe it's the type of work you want to do, or it's how big the company is. So you can think about parameters in any way that makes sense to you based on what you know you want and what you know you don't want. It helps if you know what kind of job you're looking for, because then there's more of an easy way to figure out your parameters. The way to do that is if you actually know what kind of job you're hunting for, then what we usually do is advise that you look for job descriptions for that job. And I suggest that you find 5 different job descriptions for that job and read through those job descriptions, because that's going to give you your parameters. That's going to tell you the people who are looking for this kind of job are writing up job descriptions in this particular way. And these are the kinds of things they're looking for. Now, if you've been hunting for jobs for a while, they may be the job descriptions for jobs that you've already applied for. If you haven't been hunting for jobs, then you may actually apply for these jobs. But the idea is look for job descriptions so that you can see what they have in common, and that can help you define your target, and that can help you figure out how do you talk about yourself and what is it that you say you can help with. Usually what you're going to see in those job descriptions is what kind of problems they're looking for the person who gets that job to solve. And that's how you can begin to define yourself. Now, what if you have no idea what kind of job you want, or you're a little bit of a vague feeling of what kind of job you want, but you're not quite sure what to call that job or how to position yourself? Then you have a little bit more work to do. There is an exercise I use with people to help them define themselves, and that is the Proudest Moments exercise. So when people have no idea what they want to do, or they're just trying to prepare for an interview, I have them do this exercise called the Proudest Moments exercise. And the Proudest Moments exercise is to think about moments that you felt proud of yourself. And if you kind of know what you want to do and you've been doing that type of work in the past, then stick to work moments. But if you want, you can just kind of stretch that out to any moment that you've been proud of yourself. So it could be moments that you've been proud of yourself related to a role that you played in your family or to a volunteer role or something like that. Proudest moments can be anything from, wow, everything was about to get chaotic. We were planning this wedding and nobody was on the same page. And I was able to come in and help everybody get coordinated. And, that may really be a great story that you can tell people in an interview for becoming a project manager, because you're sort of project managing that wedding. You're using the same skills as you would use as a project manager to help people resolve conflicts or work together or collaborate more effectively towards a goal that you're all trying to achieve together. So proudest moments are any time that you felt a little bit proud of yourself. And to give you an example, it can be a big thing or a little thing. When people stick to big things, like I'm proud that I got my MBA, that's actually more vague. It's a little bit harder to dive into that because it took so many different things for you to, let's say, get your MBA. It took your disciplined way of studying, maybe, or it was just the fact that you enrolled in a program and you did what you had to do. So it's a little bit hard to pick that one apart. It's actually better when you do more specific proudest moments, like the time I drew a flow chart for everybody, and that flow chart helped everybody understand how we were all impacting each other. Or the time that I was up in front of a group of our customers giving a presentation, and one of the customers completely hijacked the presentation, and I chose to go off on the customer's tangent and address that customer's question because I didn't want to skate over it. I wanted to make sure that everyone in the room heard the answer to that question. So I veered off, I improvised, and I did a great job, and I felt proud. And so these things are just things that happen during an ordinary day of work. You want to try to come up with about 25 different proudest moments. And there's a lot of things that you can do with this. When you're looking for a job, these proudest moments can become answers to your interview questions when you turn them into stories. When you write your resume, these proudest moments can be the source of accomplishment statements on your resume, and they're going to showcase you at your best. But when you're looking for job parameters, the proudest moments can also help because they can tell you what are the times that you were proud and what are the patterns there. Were you solving certain types of problems for people during these proudest moments? And is there one pattern that tends to emerge and rise? Keep in mind that it's still possible to tap into the hidden job market, even if you're not entirely sure of what you want to do, and even if you're having difficulty coming up with job parameters or defining your ideal target market. What you have to do really is just answer two questions: how I can help other people, and why I chose a particular business. And so, for example, let's just say that you're a great second in command. Usually when you're working with a charismatic leader, you're great at keeping that charismatic leader organized. It really doesn't matter what the job is or the business. It could be a small business, it could be a big business. Then really what you're talking about is I help you stay organized so that you can focus on what's most important. And I chose you because I looked up your business on the internet and it looked really interesting. It's a small business. It seems like it might be a really intimate group of people. And I live close to your headquarters. And I thought that would really help if, we were doing a lot of in-person work together, for example. So you just need to know the answer to these two questions. How can I help? And why did I choose you? I think that there may be some of you that are a little bit scared by this approach, and that's okay, because really all you're doing is you're creating a framework here that narrows in on a list of potential types of people that you would want to contact. These are people that could possibly in their heads have problems that you could solve, or in their heads be thinking that they might like to bring someone else on, but they haven't quite written a job up yet. All right, I know this is kind of tough work to do, but spend some time exploring it. Remember, this is an add-on strategy. This isn't something that you do instead of your regular work strategy. So keep hunting for jobs, but start thinking of yourself as a solution to a problem and see if you can define a group of ideal people that if you could easily approach them and if they could know you, you would want to know. And they don't all have to be VPs or CEOs, by the way. All right. Good luck with this. And in our third video, we'll be talking about a step-by-step action plan. It gives you a template that you can follow step by step, or you can modify to kind of line up more with your style or your values, but it'll give you something very tangible that you can do to tap into this hidden job market. Hope to see you then.